Hello. I hope you have by now checked your midterm grade, your grade on the midterm exam, particularly, and also just kept track in the grade book of your general average. Um, I did not provide a lot of individual commentary on each exam. Um, you'll see some numbers added up in the feedback of your exam, and that is the score of your first quiz, which was the multiple choice quiz, the score of your second quiz, which was the identification of passages, and then the essay points. And I noted in there that if you made, for example, a C on the essay, that was 75% of 40 points, so that you end up with 30 points. So I added those points together to get the exam grade as a whole. I hope that's clear to everyone. But there are not a lot of comments directly on your essays. Um, Rather than marking up all the grammar and all that on your exam essay, I looked mainly for trying to understand your argument. I was looking for the analysis that you provided on the texts that would support your argument. So, I wanted to see some time where you just stopped and looked directly at the story and told me what aspects of the story supported your point. Um, and just, how well you were expressing that. So clearly, grammar is an issue. If you're trying to express yourself clearly, you need to have, be using a standard grammar that we all recognize, using words that work well and all that. Um, but rather than take the time to write all that on your exam, what I've done instead is I have a presentation called Common Mistakes on the Midterm Exam. And in that presentation, it's a slideshow. I tried to capture some of the items that were most missed and also to describe the answer and how you might have found that answer. If you missed some of the study materials, it's possible that you missed some of the information you needed to answer an ID question, for example. So I was trying to remind you, okay, in the midterm review sheet, um, it suggested that you go back and look at the presentation on Whitman, and that's where the answer to this question was. So I tried to let you know kind of where that information was. Um, Also, on the midterm review sheet, if you go back to that, at the very bottom of that sheet, there is a link to something called Grading Standards for College Writing Assignments. If you wrote an essay and you didn't get the grade that you wanted on that essay and you're not sure how to make it better, one of the things you can do is look at the common mistakes presentation, because I do talk about that a little bit on there, on some of the key problems people had in their essay. But the other thing is to reread that grading standards sheet. What are we looking for in a good college essay? So that sheet gives you a general description, not specifically about our topic, but just what a good college essay looks like. And then also, I am giving you pretty extensive feedback in the other major assignments. So for example, in the annotated bibliography, some of you are still working on the revisions of your bibliography citations and summaries. And I did address things like grammar and just diction, finding the right word, coherence, all of those things that we look for in good college writing. So I am trying to work with you on your writing. I just didn't want to do that specifically in the test essay. And then finally, if you, and I'll continue to give you that sort of feedback like on the research paper. But if you looked back at the grade for your exam and you are confused about, how you missed some points, or you really want to do better on the next test and you don't really understand what you did wrong, If you want to make an appointment with me, we'll be able to open up the test and I can look at it with you individually. So if you decide you want to do that, just email me and we'll set up a time and try to open that up on the screen so we can both see it at the same time. Often students already know when they turn it in sort of where the problems were. So if you feel that there's not a lot that I could say that would make that clearer to you, then we don't have to meet. But if you want to, just let me know. So I thought that performance was pretty good. Your knowledge of the reading assignment seemed pretty good. And so I'm very encouraged by that. And I hope you're enjoying the readings so far. Your discussions on some of these were really fun to read. I really enjoyed reading what you had to say in response to the open boat, for example. I love that story, and there's always so much to think about after reading that. It's fun to hear what other people's response is. Um, so I will end this and let me know if we need to talk further about your specific exam. Thanks.